Hello everyone, back tuning into Stormwatch. So I've got really hot temperatures across the south of the country at the moment, and tomorrow will be hotter as the hot and humid air pushes northwards again across many parts of England and Wales. But tomorrow is the peak of the heat wave because a cold front is going to be pushing across the country later tomorrow into tomorrow night and through Thursday morning, and that cold front is going to be sweeping away the hottest of the air. Now, as the cold front engages with the heat and humidity, it may trigger thunderstorms. We'll see what the thunderstorm potential is with tonight's Stormwatch. So we're going to start off with the facts charts. These are the human interpretation of the models by the forecasters at the UK Met Office. This is for midday tomorrow, when we can see that we are in a big warm envelope of air, a big warm wedge of air. The cold front is waiting out to the west of Ireland at that point, but up to midday tomorrow we're pulling up these hot southerly winds. Now, as we go through to midnight on Thursday, we find a couple of cold fronts coming across the country. So we've got this first cold front just here across Wales, southwestern parts of England. That's the one that's probably going to trigger thunderstorms through the course of tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And then we've got this second cold front. It's behind this second cold front, but I think the proper change takes place to cooler and fresher air. So by the time you get through to midday on Thursday, that second cold front is moving across country. Probably is a fairly weak feature because the first cold front tends to take a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere, but this one is the one that's really changing the air mass, I think, and turning it significantly fresher through the course of Thursday. Now, with these cold fronts engaging with the hot and humid air, we're going to see what the thundery potential is. This is the GFS chart for midnight, and you can see that we've got high pressure sitting to our east in the North Sea, still bringing up these hot southerly, southeasterly winds. Now, even overnight, there might be a little bit of thunder. So this is the precipitation chart from the GFS for midnight. And there's not much going on at that point. But by 6 o'clock in the morning, you see, I've got thundery showers here through parts of Northern Ireland to southwest Scotland, and then stretching up through other parts of Scotland, the rest of England and Wales, looking mostly dry. These aren't particularly heavy storms, but because of the energy in the atmosphere, they may well contain lightning and thunder. So you might wake up some thunder later in the night as the flashes of lightning up in the north. Elsewhere, a lot of dry weather. That takes us up to midday tomorrow, when we see we have got those thundery showers, more for east of Scotland coming down to north-east England. Elsewhere, it's a mostly dry, hot, steamy sort of morning. There'll be hot sunshine coming through, but we are dragging up this southerly flow, and that's where the heat and humidity is coming from, of course. Now we've got the trough, which is out to the west of us just here, that's heading in with that cold front through the course of the afternoon. There's the upper air temperatures for tomorrow, and they are hot across England and Wales, really hot air pushing up out of Spain and France. So through the course of the afternoon, it looks like we're going to trigger things off as we push this first cold front in to the north and the west. It starts to meet that hot and humid air, and again there's the upper air temperatures looking very, very hot indeed through the course of the afternoon. Now, this is the Cape and lifted for tomorrow afternoon. Very high levels of Cape across much of England and Wales. That's sort of the thundery potential within the atmosphere. That looks very dramatic indeed. So with these storms breaking out here across parts of northern England, particularly down through the Midlands into eastern parts of England tomorrow afternoon, obviously with such high levels of Cape as we see there, these downpours may well contain really quite severe lightning and thunder. So don't be surprised if you get some big flashes of lightning across central and eastern parts of the country tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. Not very much in the way of storms, you notice, through Wales, southwest England and southern England. I think that's where the hottest temperatures are going to be tomorrow, potentially reaching 34 degrees, 34 or 35 degrees into the mid-90s Fahrenheit. Intense humidity. Could be one of the hottest June days since that long hot summer of 1976. Now we run on into the evening. This takes us to midnight on Thursday, and that first batch of storms is clearing away into the North Sea. That's taking a lot of energy out of the atmosphere, but remember that second cold front is coming in across the country. This one doesn't probably contain such severe lightning and thunder, but it is still bringing showery rain in to the west. Now, this is important for Glastonbury because you notice this is more centred through Wales southwestern parts of England. So overnight Wednesday into Thursday, there might be some thundery downpours across Glastonbury and in the southwest. The Cape doesn't look as dramatic overnight Wednesday into Thursday because a lot of the energy is taken out of the atmosphere by that first cold front, if you like. But there's probably still enough Cape there to suggest a risk of at least some lightning and thunder overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Through Thursday morning, that band of showery rain pushes across England and Wales, and then that's one that's really introducing that much cooler and fresher air. So the upper air temperatures are beginning to lower quite significantly through the course of Thursday. And whilst the southeast is still hanging on to pretty warm air through much of the day, most parts of the country are seeing most temperatures going down into far more comfortable and sensible levels of 22, 23 degrees. So as for GFS, what about the high-resolution Euro 4 model? This is the precipitation forecast from Euro 4 at website Weather Online. You find a link to Weather Online on the links page. This is for 6 o'clock in the morning. There's those showery bursts of thundery rain across Scotland and possibly Northern Ireland too, overnight and into the morning. But I don't think they're producing all that much in way of rain, but you may hear some thunder, see some flashes of lightning up there. Through the course of the morning, those downpours continue through southern parts of Scotland into the far north of England. Otherwise, a lot of dry weather going on, and that takes us to 6 o'clock in the evening. Now, at this point, the GFS is really sparking things off across much of northern England, down into the Midlands, through to eastern England, with what looks like violent and intense thunderstorms. The Euro 4 doesn't really show all that much happening, actually, through the course of tomorrow afternoon, away from this area across northern England. So there is a discrepancy there. And then overnight Wednesday into Thursday, we find what is probably thunderstorms then pushing across particularly central parts of the country, so through Wales, Northern England, down into Midlands, not much in the south. But Euro 4 is different to the GFS, and it's delaying, pushing those thunderstorms across more into the nighttime period, I think, of Wednesday into Thursday. And then finally, just having a look at the high resolution WRF model and see what that's doing. So this takes us to 2 o'clock in the morning when there's a lot of dry weather. Then we have those showery bursts coming through during the course of the morning. This takes us to 7 o'clock in the morning, where we've got showery bursts across Scotland and Northern England. Again, it's not torrential rain, but there's enough energy in the atmosphere, I would have thought, be producing lightning and thunder in with that. And then those showery bursts move away to the northeast, but through the course of the afternoon, as the temperatures really start to soar across England and Wales, then we get these thunderstorms breaking out through southern parts of Scotland, down through northern England, towards parts of Wales, then down through the Midlands into southeastern England as well. There's some very sort of intense and vibrant colours in there as going to the afternoon and evening. You notice the sort of pink colours showing up there and deep yellows through parts of northern England down into the Midlands. So some torrential and violent thunderstorms across central and eastern areas through the course of tomorrow afternoon. And then it all starts to calm down until later on in the early hours we find another area of just general showery rain coming across from the west, and that will not particularly affecting southern and southwestern parts of the country. So that's how the models are shaping up. There is a bit of disagreement there within the models as to what's going to happen, but I have a feeling the WRF and GFS are probably right with this, and the Euro 4 is underplaying the thundery potential. So I do think, first of all, we get the showers and the storms across Northern Ireland and Northern England overnight into tomorrow morning. They're not going to be particularly torrential, but there's enough energy to provide lightning and thunder. Then the temperatures soar through the course of tomorrow. We could have our hottest June day since 1976 down in the south, and this is likely to spark off some very intense thunderstorms, I think, through particularly southern Scotland, down into northern England, northeast England, through possibly Wales and Midlands into the southeast. There could be some very violent downpours there through the course of tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. That takes a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere, so as they clear away overnight Wednesday into Thursday, you get another push coming across from the west, and that one's likely to just be showery bursts of rain. I think the thundery potential will tend to ease, I would have thought, with that second push on the second cold front. Although that might provide some rain even down into the southern part of the country, possibly some rain for Glastonbury as well, although I think generally you're not going to have too many problems with thunderstorms. Famous last words, but the worst of the storms does look to be to the north and the east of Glastonbury. And then all of that clears away through the course of Thursday. It turns significantly cooler and fresher, and that will be the end of heatwave. Right, so that's how it's looking. We may update Stormwatch tomorrow. We will see how the storms develop through the course of the afternoon. But that's the very latest on how things are looking. Right, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.